Good evening, Lizzie Boys, and welcome back to my channel. A few months ago, back in around January, I believe, I made a video talking about fake Monster High dolls. I promised to go more in depth on them in another video, but that day so far hasn't come. Until today. Because today we're going to be diving back into the strange, hilarious, and bizarre world of Monster High fakes. I mostly want to talk about fake dolls, but we might talk about some other fake products as well. I haven't made up my mind yet. But with that, let us begin. I would like to start off with this bizarre fake brand called Khaki Girl. I believe I mentioned this brand when I made my previous video, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's been a long time since I made that video. But Khaki Girl is a very notorious Monster High fake maker. Fake maker, that's an interesting way to put it. Bootlegger, we'll say bootlegger. So what they do, essentially, is that they would release these bootlegs with very similar boxes to existing Monster High dolls with very minimal changes. You can see that this box was clearly Elizabeth's, but they just modified the text, as well as the skelette itself to be, you know, a skull with a cowboy hat on it. They, of course, modified the Monster High emblem to say Khaki Girl. For some reason, they put KQ instead of KG. No idea why. You can see that they replaced little star, like the star in the box, to say new style, and instead of Frights Camera Action they say fashion trends popular. Yeah, usually these boxes are riddled with broken English. Like, let me show you what this little passage on the back of the box says. This is the most popular Monster Girl series toys. The new design fashion model give you a new joy to experience. Now, all of our collection, you will find a miracle. Come on, follow the footsteps of fashion. Dance with it. This is a joyous stage. You are the most fashionable shining star. What are you waiting for it? Quickly took me home. Yeah, definitely an interesting little passage of text there. So it's pretty obvious that English is not the bootlegger's first language. You've got other bubbles on the back of the box, such as new series of Magic Girl, fashion trends popular. Give children more surprises. It's just a bunch of random stuff like that. Did you know that these Khaki Girls also have stock photos? And prototypes? Because this is what the actual Claudine doll looks like. The fake Claudine. I saw that the blog that I took these photos from called this fake Claudine Dina. So we're going to be calling her Dina. I just think that's a cute name for her. But yeah, this is Dina's prototype, because they made a prototype of a bootleg doll where she has fully purple hair. Before you give Dina too much credit, though, let's go over just how poor the production quality of these dolls are. Considering that I've never held a Khaki Girl doll before, and most likely never will, because they're very rare in the United States. Not in like a they're super expensive type of way, but in a stores didn't really put these on the shelves here because it was an obvious bootleg. These are more common in other countries, I believe, outside of the US, but it is possible to get them online. I believe maybe if you're lucky you can find them on AliExpress. But into the actual production quality of these dolls, I wasn't surprised to see that Miss Dina here is almost completely bald. According to the person who has her, though, her hair does feel surprisingly thick, but I would say that's just because they actually gave her a bit of a part line, so maybe that creates the illusion of thick hair, because she's balding. She's very much balding. I was also a bit surprised to learn that these dolls have very rubbery bodies. They are very squishy and bendable, unlike the hard plastic of a standard Monster High doll. Overall, Khaki Girl is a very poorly made but surprisingly decent looking knockoff. One thing that really surprises me is the faces, because I don't know, if I wasn't wearing my glasses, I might think that's an actual Monster High doll. That's just because I have bad vision, though. The next wave of fakes I would like to talk about is a brand called Ardana Girl. Similar to Khaki Girl, they specialize primarily in ripping off Monster High, as well as Ever After High. I remember Ardana Girl was mostly an Ever After High bootleg, but I believe they ended up just taking the name and using it for their Monster High bootlegs as well. This one is a Genifier in a box clearly inspired by the Ghouls Getaway line. However, they did not use Ghouls Getaway Genifier's artwork and instead opted to use the Gloom and Bloom artwork. They didn't even get rid of the Ghouls Getaway branding. They left that down there next to their bootleg logo. So this fake Genifier is actually pretty interesting to me just because she is solid gold. And not like the sort of yellowish gold that Genifire typically is, like they used metallic robot gold, like she's made of metal or something. I'll admit, it makes me curious. If I ever found this bootleg Genifire, I would 100% buy her, just because she looks so funny. Although there is a better bootleg, like a better looking one, that I will discuss in depth when I get to it. There's also this fake Jane Boo Little from the Ghouls Getaway line. There was also a Spectra, but I unfortunately did not download the photo of her. I could always go grab it, but yeah, they almost bootlegged the entire Ghouls Getaway line. I feel like the only one that I didn't see was maybe a Meowlity, because sometimes they make like their own little characters that don't really resemble the actual ones. For example, this is one of their quote-unquote original releases. It seems to be a werecat wearing gold jewelry and a black and pink dress with black and pink hair. She almost looks like a very, very loose interpretation of 13 Wishes Draculaura. The only reason I say that is due to the print on the skirt and the gold bracelets. It kind of gives me that vibe for that reason alone. This seems to be a line that they created that's not themed around any existing Monster High line, because there's also this skeleton girl in the line, and I'll admit, she's kind of cool looking. Obviously, they did not have Skeleta's actual face or body sculpt, so they just kind of made her look like a skeleton without her actually being one. Because she just kind of has the standard Monster High body and hands, and her face is basically just Frankie's sculpt. Something interesting about these bootlegs is most of the time they just use Frankie's face. You can probably see it here and here. It's basically just Frankie's face. This one does seem to actually use a cat face. I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe Katrine or even Toralei, who knows. Genifire's face, however, kind of looks like Ghoulia's. I don't know. It's just very interesting to see how these bootlegs just mix and match pieces to create their original characters. This one kind of looks like Skeleta, though. The orange and black hair makes me think it's, like, supposed to be Skeleta. I don't know. Also, I'd like to report that I went back for the Spectra Ghouls Getaway fakie, and it was absolutely worth it. Again, these dolls just really amuse me in the way that they look. I really appreciate that they didn't even try to hide the Ghouls Getaway branding. Just makes it that much funnier. But back to the original characters that they create, here's another one. They used Ghoulia's hair blend, it seems, because the colors are very much similar to Ghoulia's hair. And Venus's, like, leg wraps, her vines, on her arms as well as on her legs. She's got a dress made out of feathers, and seems like she has wings made out of feathers as well. And the face, again, kind of resembles Frankie's. Maybe even Ghoulia's? Not sure. This one kind of catches my eye, though, because this almost looks like they turned Cupid into a Novi Star fairy hybrid. I say Novi Stars due to the antenna on her head, which definitely look like a reused Novi Stars mold. I would say maybe Ali Lectrix, because I'm pretty sure she had a bow on her antenna. I don't remember. But, yeah, this is where Cupid's been, guys. This is our G3 Cupid leak. This is 100% real. Ardana Girl has also ripped off Electrified for some reason. These fakes continued to be produced for a very long time, even after Monster High, like, met its demise. I even argue that some of these original character ones that we've discussed were possibly even introduced or released as late as maybe 2018 or so. I do not know the source of these. I just remember seeing them on Facebook, which I don't even have Facebook, so I had to just kind of screenshot them, and the Safari kept telling me to download the Facebook app or make an account, and I didn't want to do that. But, yeah, these were made for a very long time and might even still be in production. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing G3 fakes. I think that would be very funny. So the only morsels of information that I could find about these dolls was that the seller found them in 2021, meaning that it's very likely these dolls are still being produced, up until 2021 at least. They claimed that they bought Genifire, but I haven't seen any photos of the fake Genifire. Granted, again, I don't have Facebook, so I can't really easily check this person's posts. But, yeah, this fake Kiyomi's pretty funny. You can see that they reused an Ever After High mold of all things to recreate her necklace. That is, I believe, Raven's necklace from the Dragon Games line or something adjacent to it. Yeah, This isn't the only haunted fake I've seen. I've yet to show you guys the fake boys. I'd say the best thing about their fake boys is that they're just straight up using an Ever After High head on a Monster High body. So the proportions look very silly. As you can see, for some reason for Porter, they write the faceless fashionista ghost, which is the same thing Kiyomi's box says. I guess they just didn't want to change it. It says luminous Ardana Girl and sweet something the new style fashionista. This time they didn't even try to get rid of the movie up in the corner. They just left the haunted movie up in the corner of the packaging. Unfortunately, no photos of the back of the box. The only back box photo I had was the one of that fake Claudine, who we named Dina. So, yeah, these are the only two haunted fakes that I could find, and they're quite amusing, I would say. Next up, we have some very interesting 2-packs. As you can see, this is supposed to be Deuce, paired with Monica. For a fake of Monica, I would say they did surprisingly good on the hair. And it actually does kind of look like her. With Deuce, though, yeah, I can definitely see why he's got that carved out portion of his head to make his snake hair sit right, because when they just kind of put it on like this, it just kind of looks like a silly cap that you could pull off at any time. Again, though, I am surprised by the accuracy of the clothing. They easily could have just put them in whatever and called it a day, but they actually tried to recreate the clothing. Gotta give them some props for that. There's also this pack of what looks like Laguna, because that looks like Laguna's Great Scarier Reef rooting, paired with Garrot Duroc, who is Rochelle's boyfriend. She also seems to be wearing, like, Cupid's wings, but made out of paper. This one doesn't really seem like it was trying to copy anything except for Garrot, who, again, looks like shockingly decent. We also have this pack of who I guess is supposed to be Claude and Draculora. Draculora looks zoinked out of her mind. She's wearing Briar Beauty's neck piece, and she's got the heart over her eye. They got that part of Dance the Fright Away Draculora correct. And Claude kind of looks like Toralei. This is probably what Claude and Toralei's child would look like if they had one. So, yeah, not much to say. Interesting, isn't it? I desperately wish that we knew the origin of Ardana Girl, because the fakes that they make are just absolutely hysterical. Some of their designs are kind of decent. Like, again, I really like this Cupid-looking one. And this skeleton girl would be kind of cool if she had higher production value. I don't know. I really want to know more about Ardana Girl, though, because these are just so bizarre. Who is making them? How long were they in production for? And why? Well, the why is pretty obvious. Money. But again, this is like my favorite brand of Monster High fakes. They're just hysterical and shockingly decently made. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm definitely going to try to look more into Ardana Girl because I would love to give you guys like a full breakdown of their history and stuff, but because they are a fake brand, it's very difficult to find information on them. Obviously, bootleggers do not want to be caught and apprehended by the law, so they tend to lay low and their dolls just kind of roll out. They just appear on the shelves one day. So yeah, I'll do my best to research into the topic, but for now, we can just laugh at them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!